Saw dudes. On a recent video, one of my viewers, Eztra, suggested a Cadmus Ridge Lancecap build. His comment was so well thought out that I had to give it a try. His build combined Revision 0 with the Breaking Bad exotic for the easiest champion killing build you could ever experience. Revision 0 has intrinsic anti-barrier rounds, and our Stasis abilities can stun overload and unstoppable champions. We have all bases covered, so all that we need to do is send them to the afterlife. Thank you for allowing me to share this build, Eztra, and your work is very much appreciated. Let's get cooking, shall we? Let's talk production and distribution first. When you start combat, place down a rally barricade and land precision hits using Revision 0. As soon as you produce a diamond lance, grab it and throw it at a group of enemies. If you see a champion, use it against them instead. Build up Revision 0 sniper shot mode and use it against champions for the sweet 100% damage buff. Keep priority targets on lockdown with your grenade and lances. Rinse and repeat. Now let's go over the abilities. Glacial Quake is the only choice that we have for our super, but it's great for crowd control and boss damage if spaced correctly. Rally Barricade is the only option we have since it's the only class ability that will allow Cadmus Ridge Lancecap to work. Shiver Strike is a 1 melee Behemoth Titans have, and at this point, it's dog water. It does slow on hit, meaning it stuns overload champions, so you can use it as a last resort. Finally, we will be using Dust Field Grenade as per Estra's recommendation. The slowing field it creates is amazing for getting easy headshots off. Plus, it has a low cooldown and is very easy to use. The aspects for today are Diamond Lance and Tectonic Harvest. Diamond Lances can be spawned by killing enemies with stasis damage or obviously through Lancecap's exotic perk. It also gives us 3 fragment slots for build flexibility. Tectonic Harvest allows us to create stasis shards upon breaking stasis crystals, which refund melee energy when they are picked up. For the fragments, I went with Whisper of Chains, Durance, Fissures, Rending, and Shards. Chains grants a 40% damage resistance buff when standing near a frozen enemy or stasis crystal. Durance increases the duration of our slow effects on enemies and the duration of Duskfield grenades by 2 seconds. Fissures causes shattering enemies or crystals to deal an additional damage instance. Rending causes primary weapons to deal 100% increased damage against stasis crystals and 50% increased damage against frozen enemies. Finally, Whisper of Shards grants 500% increased grenade regeneration rate after shattering a crystal. On to the Heisenberg lab code. Starting with Cadmus Ridge Lancecap, I use Kinetic Siphon, Special Ammo Finder, and Special Ammo Scout. With the gauntlets, I slotted Grenade Kickstart, Firepower, and Bolstering Detonation. On the chestplate, I ran Sniper Damage Resistance and 2 Variable Resistance mods. On the boots, I had Recuperation, Insulation, and Innervation. You can swap out Innervation for Absolution if you want. Finally, on the mark was Reaper, Bomber, and Outreach. The only 2 stats you need to worry about in this build are Resilience and Discipline. Resilience is key for survivability and bringing down our Rally Barricade cooldown. We will need as much cooldown reduction as we can get to take full advantage of Cadmus Ridge Lancecap. Discipline is necessary for reducing our Duskfield Grenade cooldown. I highly suggest getting double 100 stats. The gameplay will feel more fluid and less jarring. If you're enjoying the build so far, please consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. Alright, now let's cover the weapons for today. There is only one weapon loadout since the main star is Revision 0. However, there are a couple of options in the energy slot, namely Explosive Personality, the Icalo Sniper, and Forbearance. In the heavy slot, we will be using Cold Comfort. Revision 0 is a craftable exotic pulse rifle that can fire in bursts of 2 or 4. I prefer using the 4 burst mode, but the 2 burst is also amazing. The gun features anti-barrier rounds intrinsically and does 100% increased damage towards all champions, which does stack with Whisper of Rending. Hitting precision shots charges a gauge that will allow the gun to fire sniper rounds, which deal massive precision damage. Always aim for the head with this weapon to get the most out of it. The role I crafted is Arrowhead Break, Ricochet Rounds, Vorpal Weapon, Composite Stock, and 4 times the Charm. Explosive Personality is one of 2 recommendations from Eztra. A roll with Auto-Loading Holster and Disruption Break can further increase the damage of Revision 0 by another 50% for 5 seconds. If you can line up sniper shots from Revision 0 after breaking a shield, you can melt pretty much anything. I think this has real potential against shielded ads in Grandmaster content, so go ahead and try it out. Estra's second recommendation was the Icalo Sniper, crafted with Overflow and Focus Fury. I like using 4 times the Charm for better ammo economy and damage in DPS phases. Regardless, this weapon is great right now thanks to the seasonal mod Flint Striker. This mod causes Rapid Solar Weapon Precision hits and Rapid Solar Weapon Final Blows to grant Radiant. Even after this season is over, the Icalo Sniper will continue to be a solid option. For raw ad clear, you already know Forbearance will be my go-to weapon. This grenade launcher remains undefeated. Just use an ambitious assassin and chain reaction roll, and you're set. Finally, we have Cold Comfort. The role you should chase for this rocket launcher is Quick Launch, Impact Casing, Envious Assassin, Bait and Switch. This weapon is purely used for boss DPS and ad clear in a pinch. Remember to finish enemies to make use of the overfilled mag found on the Origin perk. That's the build, everyone. I would like to thank Eztra again for allowing me to share such a great and put together setup. I love Revision 0 and Cadmus Ridge Lancecap, so this was my bread and butter. I want to apologize for my voice in this video because I am still sick. It's taking me a while to get over it, but I'll keep making videos. As always, thank you all for watching, and happy farming.